So can you tell me a little bit about your experience and your interest in redlining some of these pieces? And they're the colorful pieces on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and it has to do with about 5 pieces.
Oh yeah,
right here.
yeah, these are two black and white
and then
houses.
two cabinets, I mean the drawers as well. Because that had a large effect on so many people in Chicago. And it's kind of I don't want to say it started in Chicago, but it was more evident there because it's a large area. Chicago's kind of divided up in the south side, east side, west side, north side. And we knew immediately that the north side was white, the west side was black, the south side was black, east side was white. And then crossing over those lines, I mean, this is a large area, was a very difficult thing. And so redlining had a lot to do with your income, where you are there because they had kind of, I don't want to call it planned communities, but planned communities that were there just for black individuals. And this was the start actually of Robert Taylor homes and some of the high-rises that they were trying. They built these large high-rises and just kind of put people in there, call them the projects.
Yeah.
Many of you heard of the projects, public housing, and they started to do this on the west side and the Chicago and the south side all over. And it just was nice at first, but that lasted like a year or two, and it just didn't work. And the system didn't work. So once you got into that system, it became a system, you know? And it's like, okay, I'm ready to move out to this. It's like, okay, where do you live now? And it was like that stigma. And it's the same way that if you get, you know, put in jail or incarcerated, it's like that stigma that's there. So getting to a new place, redlining has to do with divided communities and income and how and where you're actually living. And how you can actually say, okay, I have the money. My father was a steel worker. He went in and said, okay, I have the money, I have the job, I can do this. However, you cannot move in this particular area because it's been redlined. It's been redlined.
Is everybody familiar with that terminology?
Okay. And so that affected us, you know. It was like, we can't move over here. We want to move over here. Why can't we move here? So I'm little and I'm thinking, Dad, why can't we move over here? And, you know, he didn't have the answer to it. He just kept plugging along and plugging along because you saw, you know, neighborhoods that were affluent, nice, and then you have your own neighborhood. And that's something that, you know, people grew up all over the world at, so it's nothing that's new. But essentially, it was a thing that kind of always was in my head for many, many years. So that's kind of the result of some of these pieces that you see on the wall, the colorful pieces, you know. It's called redlining. The other one is colored dreams, you know, because we all have dreams of owning a home. And the reality is owning a home is a part of America. Everybody should right that we should have to be able to own a home. And when someone says you can't, or stops you, or the bank stops you because of where you want to live, that's just wrong. You know, and so speaking out about that is these pieces that I have.
And I think for what you have done with the Art Center here, that deserves unbelievable celebration. So here's a round.
One of the things that I know that I always do when I listen to somebody, let's say, play an instrument, I always ask myself, who are they doing it for? You know, some people do it for their friends, their peer group. Some people are doing it for their teacher, whether the teacher's there or not. Sometimes for parents, sometimes for themselves. I'm just wondering, you know, in what we do in life, who are we doing it for? Do you have is it just for yourself? Is it, what's in your head in terms of, do you want to?
That's a very good question. I think it's a dual meaning in a lot of ways because we do create, for myself, I create for myself because I need to, have to. It's like it's inside. If I don't, then it's missing. The balance is off. Then the things that I create, hopefully will transcend to other people, and that's also the goal. So to answer your question, who do you create for? Is for the viewers, for the people who actually see and take in. Does it change an individual? Who knows? Does it inspire? Who knows? But the goal is, all those goals are there. The intentions is there to inspire, to show beauty, to have an aesthetic appeal, to have a statement, to have something that is more than just what's on the surface. So people can question, people can look at it and try to understand, the meaning, and also have dialogue about the individual piece. And I think that's what art should do, is create a dialogue, a strong dialogue. And so it's a good balance, because I can create for myself and get that, and then also have a meaning.
I feel, I don't know, I'm very touched and moved by being in this community, because I feel more love and more support and more spirituality and more just doing things for good.